Hello and welcome to day 20. Wow, already day 20 of 30. We have reached a day when we will get into a baby grasshopper pose or like a low ekapada Galavasana, which takes us into hip openings and crossing the midline, and it's going to be a great time. We will start with our healthy core. We have 5 different little turning and churning exercises to get the flow going, to get our midline hugging in, and to get into a place of our center line and the core so that we can hug everything from the outside that is ours into the midline and kind of blast out everything that we don't need or serve us anymore. And by doing all of that, we'll raise our vibrations and update our frequencies, and perhaps new amazing ideas or manifestations will occur after that. So let's take a comfortable seat. That was a lot. So we have to do a lot today. Let's take a comfortable seat and sit nice and tall on the sit bones. Letting the spine be nice and clear. Embracing times of transformation by practicing yoga and turning and churning our layers. Let's take the palms together in front of the heart and join our voices in one Om. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, release the hands and open your eyes and find your way to all fours to tabletop position, where we will start with our cat and cow variants. So let's tuck the toes under, knees and hips are stacked above and below each other. Spread the fingers and second finger forward. Arc the spine up towards the sky. Use the lower belly to pull all energies in and up and expand into the back body. And inhale, long spine. And exhale, bring the spine up towards the sky. Big expansion for the back body. And inhale, extend and exhale. Bring the spine up towards the sky. And inhale, letting the breath flow through each and every part of the body, each and every part of the spine. And we'll do one more, bringing it all the way up. And exhale, come back to all fours. And we'll start by twisting and turning into the side. Come up onto the fingertips and take that right arm out to the side. Maybe stretching it up towards the sky. And then from there, we're going to come down and just turn, not touching the floor, and bring it back up. So we're getting into the side of the waist, and we'll take 10 on this side. We'll do 8 more. And 7 more. Turning into the side of the waist. And 6 more. 5 more. Just kind of threading the needle pose with just a little tuck under and go. Let's do 3 more. And 2 more. Getting in towards that ascending colon, into the obliques, and last one. And hold it up here for a nice big stretch and twist and exhale, hands back down and switch to the second side. Come up on to your fingertips and take the left arm up towards the sky. And nice big stretch. And take your arm underneath your right and just barely touch to the floor. Bring it back up. Inhaling and exhaling. Sweeping it for 10 times. We'll do 7 more. Toning into the belly. 6 more. Inhaling and exhaling. 4 more. 2 more. And then we'll do 1 more, bringing it underneath and holding it up for a moment. And exhaling, taking it all the way back down. Arc your spine up to the sky. And then slowly bring it back to neutral and make your way onto the back, please. Coming all the way down onto the back. Excellent. And then from here, let's take our legs out with our heels down and the toes up, and vacuum suck the lower belly in. You can widen the feet, you can have them hip width apart, wherever it feels like you have a good spot for your lower back. And then we'll take 10, exhaling up, inhaling down, and then we'll pulse for 10. So we'll do another 10 here, 9, and 8, and 7, 6 more, 5 more. Keep that lower back into the mat. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Bring it up and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. Excellent. And then from here, we're going to take the left, we're going to take both arms out to the side. And I like to have my knees slightly bent from my lower back, whatever you are comfortable with your back. We're going to take the right leg and arm up and touch and bring it back down. Bring it up and touch and back down and up and touch. And we have 8 left to 10. And 7. It's always give or take a few. I'm sure you have noticed that by now and are totally fine with that. Let's do 5 more, and 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Hold it up. Take your left hand outside your right side of the leg and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. Nice. And switch to the second side. Start with your legs at a comfortable outstretched position with knees bent so that we can comfortably feel connected into the lower back. Take your left leg up and your right arm to meet, and coiling up the upper body to meet your foot, if that's for you. If not, keep your leg and your upper body can stay down. Let's go for 7 more, and 6, 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then we'll bring it back up. Hold it up here. Take your right hand outside your left leg. That will kind of help us later in the class. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. Excellent. And then from here, take your feet together for butterfly pose, Baby Grasshopper. Opening the hips, take your hands behind your head, and we'll take 10, lift and lower, and then we pulse it for 10. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and make a little remembrance of the very exhalation and holding it up. 6 more, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then we'll pulse it up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. And then from here, tip yourself over onto your left side. Bring your knees into tabletop. And we're going to lift and lower with the leg meeting, and then for 10, and then pulse for 10. So here we go. We're lifting up and down, coming into that side of the waist again. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more. Bring it up and hold it and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. And switch yourself to the second side. Come over onto your right side. Hands behind the head. Bring your knees to tabletop. Come on towards your shoulder blades and get into the side of the waist. Here we go. 10 lift and lower and 10 pulse. Exhale and inhale and exhale. Inhale. 8 more. 7 more. 6, 5, and 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and then we'll hold it up for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. And then come on to our backs and hug your knees in, and we have starting in towards the yoga part of our journey today to raise our vibrations. I hope you feel a little bit lighter and brighter. Hold your right knee in and extend your left leg out. And from here, we're going to cross your right leg over to the left side for twisting. Just a comfortable, organic turning your leg over to the side. And then gently bring it back up and switch sides. Knees in, extend your right leg and hold your left leg into the chest. Fully extending the right leg, left knee is in towards the chest, shoulder area. And then from here, arms out and tip your left leg over towards the right side, just like a nice organic twist and turn where it feels comfortable. Just twisting into the hips, twisting into the chest, the whole side of the waist. And then from here, we bring it all the way back up. Hug the knee in and switch sides. Take your right knee in towards the chest. And then from here, extend your leg up towards the sky. Spread your toes. Hug the skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Wake up all parts of the body. And then from here, arms out to the side. And then you can bend your left foot to get yourself over to your left side of the hip and tip your right leg over and organically stretch in towards your right hip with the help of a block for your right foot, the help of a pillow. For me, there is a wall right there, so I'm using the ledge of the wall. Breathing. Opening up pathways for the outer hip, and then gently bringing it back up and hugging yourself back to the midline and switching sides. Left knee in, extend your right leg, and then from here, take your left leg up to the sky, stretching your left leg all the way up, spreading your toes, waking up the back side of the left leg and the hip flexors on the right side, and then staying either here or coming into your twist. You can bend your knee again and you can tip it over with bent knee, or you can come over onto your right hip and have both legs straight and just letting your left leg drop down organically in a comfortable way. Maybe bring in a pillow for your foot or a block or something, or maybe your hand is right there to help your leg to be comfortable. It does not have to go touch the floor at all. One more breath here. And then gently bring your leg back up. And bring both knees in towards the chest. Take happy baby pose, arms inside the legs and hands outside the feet. Press your hands and your feet into each other. And gently hug your knees in, and we have arrived to our first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedaling in towards the feet and staying in your down dog, enjoying a nice pedaling into the right heel, into the left heel, clawing the fingertips and finding some nice good energy in the palms and transferring up the arms, fully pulling into the upper arm bones. And then take a nice big step over to the hands. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold. Feet can be hip widths apart, feet can be together depending on how you feel in your hips, in your lower back. Take your hands to the hips, elbows to sky, root the feet. Come all the way up to standing and release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, make a nice big wave in your spine and bend into your knees. Exhale, fold, step both feet back to plank pose. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. Pull the lower belly all the way in and then gently come all the way down to the belly. Inhale to cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Low cobra, high cobra, depending on how you feel, maybe swaying a little side to side. And exhale, release, and push back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're gonna, from here, take the right leg up and do a little variant of Surya Namaskar. Take your right leg up to the horizon, pull the lower belly in, take your foot between the hands for high crescent lunge. Hands to your right thigh, arch the spine to the sky and release the arms. Inhale, sweep them up towards the sky. Bicep towards ears. You should feel good to extend the belly, the chest, the intercostal muscles. Stretching to the left quad and exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step it back to down dog. Pressing the palms, lift the upper arm bones and lift your left leg up to the horizon. Pull the lower belly all the way in. Push the floor away. Step the foot between the hands. Hands to your left thigh. Bring the lower belly all the way in. And release. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Bicep towards ears. Stretching in towards the right quad, hip flexor. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step it back to plank pose and lower all the way. Inhale into cobra. And lift your chest, your heart forward and up towards the head, and then exhale, release. Take it back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the fingers. Find some nice, good footing, energy through the feet. Stretching the back of the legs. And look between the hands, come up on the toes, bend the knees, take a step or a hop over to the hands. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky, press the feet, come all the way up to standing and release the hands to the side. Sweep the arms all the way up, bring the feet together, full vessel mudra from the bottom of the feet to the top of the fingers. Pull the lower belly in. Take yourself over towards the left side, crescent Tadasana in the right side of the body. Squeeze the skin to the muscle, muscle to bone. Stay nice and connected to yourself. Inhale and exhale, coming over to the second side, bringing it all the way up and over. Staying, blasting energy into the center line. And then gently bringing it all the way up. Hands behind. Interlace the hands behind you for bound hands in Uttanasana. Bend into the knees. Pull the hips back. Pull the femurs back. The hips will come back a little bit at the same time.
but mainly we're rooting the femurs. We're opening up into the back body, and we have the feet either all the way together or hip widths apart, and maybe the arms wants to come up towards the sky. And if you just did Wild Thing sequence pose yesterday, you might, like me, be a little sore right there in the chest area, right below the armpits. I'm hoping that you're feeling something if you're following along on this 30-day yoga challenge journey, and that you're feeling new layers every day, and they all just kind of link together. And slowly bring the hands to the hips, and then come back up to standing right into the middle of the mat. Stepping the feet wide apart for a couple of trikonasana to open up our hips, and getting nice and steady in the rotators, and also, of course, opening the layers to raise our vibrations and to dig a little deeper for our Baby Grasshopper Pose that's coming up soon. Turn your right foot out, take your arms out to the side, and we have a trikonasana stance on the feet. Flip your right palm up, take your right arm up towards just to the sky for a long side body. Take your hand to trikonasana with your hand either below the knee or taking it down towards the ankle, femurs back, anterior tilt of the hips. Feel all four corners of your feet. Maybe take a hand to the floor, maybe take a hand to the block, any of those things. And then from here, take your left hand to the hip, turn your right toes all the way up, and we're gonna just release the neck. We're gonna release the left arm up and over, and we're just gonna let it kind of dangle right there. Karate chop your right heel down. Maybe there is a chance to go and find the foot, the toes, maybe touching the big toe. Sometimes that second toe is even a little bit taller. So see where your hand can go, and get that side crescent. Just a nice big elongation. And then gently from there, take the left arm back up, hand to hip, press your right foot down, bend into your front knee, and come back up, hands on hips. Turn your feet forward, come to trikonasana onto your second side. Take your arms out to the horizon. Wrists and ankles are stacked above and below each other. Flip your left palm up and undo any stagnation on the left side of the waist. Arms straight up, and then from there, arms out to the side, anterior tilt the top front of the hips, and then sail your left hand down underneath the knee, maybe to the ankle, and enjoy a trikonasana right here. Maybe you have a block, maybe you have your hand on the floor. Take it wherever it feels comfortable for you. A few more breaths right here. And then we are taking the same route as on the first side. Heel down, toes up, let your head hang down, and organically just let your arm flop over your head. And maybe it stays here somewhere, maybe it goes and finds the toes. And again, you can kind of check out and see which one sticks out the most. Usually it's the second one, but of course it varies a lot. So take one or take them all and hold on to it, and get a nice right side crescent extension on the whole side body. And a few more breaths right here, making some good memories in the right side of the waist. And then gently take your right arm up, hand to the hip, take your foot down, bend your front knee for support, and make your way back up. Excellent. And then from here, turn all the way over to the right side, right toes forward, left foot slightly turned. Turn your right hip back and your left hip forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Hands to blocks or hands to floor. Kind of check so that your front heel is cutting right into the center arch of your left foot. Inhale, long spine. Use anything to lift you up or to make your pyramid pose feel really good. So we can stay right here. We can fold forward. We can also take the left hand and put it out a little bit on the floor, and the right arm up to the sky for a nice big open, wide, twisted triangle pose. Pull your right hip back, shoulder blades down on the back, press the feet down strongly. And one more breath. Exhale, release hands to the floor. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold head to knee. And then from here, take your spine, elongate it. Take your hands to your hips. Come back up to standing and flip yourself to the second side. Come over onto your left side with your left toes forward and your right toes slightly turned out and your hips facing towards your left foot. Hands on hips. Lift your heart to chest, your lungs, long side body. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Take your hands to floor, to blocks. Pull your left hip back, your right hip forward. Give yourself a few moments right here. Leave your right hand on the floor. Take your left arm up to the sky for open twisted triangle. Pull the lower belly in, root down into your feet, extend your spine. Breathing, softening, and staying strong in the inner layers. Exhale, release hands to the floor. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Take your head towards your knee, towards your lower leg. Root in towards the feet. Remembering that we have layers upon layers to breathe through and to soften, to elongate, to raise vibrations into. Take your hands to the hips and root your feet down. Come all the way up to standing and turn your way forward. Bend your knees and bring your feet together. Release the hands. Excellent. From here, take downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. No fancy transition. We're just diving into our downward facing dog. Come up onto the toes. Bend the knees. Lift your sacrum up and flush your anterior hips forward. Lift your seat, come up high on the toes. Take your right ankle over your left knee for down dog, figure four. Few breaths right here. And then gently switch to the second side. Left ankle over your right knee. Come up high on your right toes. Push the floor away with your hands and raise your seat. Anterior, tilt your hips. Get in towards the layers of the hips and then slowly downward facing dog. Take your right leg up to the sky and open your right hip just like yesterday. Bend your knee, take your left heel down onto the floor and come into pigeon pose. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. One breath. And then inhale, bring it back up to take your left foot over your right knee for Matsyendrasana for a fish pose twist. So we have the right foot underneath and the left foot over. Take your right arm up and bring your ribs in and come into your twist, your Matsyendrasana fish pose twist. Take your left hand behind your sacrum and lift nice and tall. Take any bind that works for you, or keep your elbow onto the knee. Sit bones all the way down. Look over your left shoulder. Breathing, softening, and then gently come towards the front and come to down dog, please. Releasing your twist, downward facing dog. Press into the palms, lift the upper arm bones. Take your left leg up towards the sky, to the horizon, and then open your hip from your midline. Bend your knee up on the top, sink your right heel down, and make your way over to your pigeon pose. With your left knee out to the side and your left foot over towards the right side. Tuck your back toes under, stretch in towards the quad, and exhale, fold forward and bring it all the way back up. It's just kind of like a little touch and go and a remembrance of turning the legs in nice open wide directions to open up into the rotators, into the hip flexors. Take your right leg and take your right ankle right outside of your left knee. Sit nice and tall on your sit bones. Lift your left arm up, bring your ribs in, take your elbow outside your right knee for Matsyendrasana, twisting right hand behind your spine And you can look over your right shoulder. You can bind your hands. You can do any variation that makes your twist float in your perfect way. The main thing is that we're sitting onto our sit bones, twisting and turning all the layers of the spine. And then gently coming back to the center, crossing our ankles, taking downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a few breaths right here. And we are going to take our right leg up to the sky. Bring it all the way up. Take the knee to the nose. And bring it back out. And knee to the nose. Bring it back up. And knee to the nose. And bring it back up. And then this time hold the knee in towards the nose. Hold the right knee into the nose, and then we're going to take the right leg underneath the left arm, and then from here coming down onto that right outer hip. So here we are in a little bit of a twisty, crossy variation. It's like a fallen down, twisted trikonasana. I'll turn forward to make it a little bit more easier visualize. So right leg out towards the left side and left leg is behind us, and then we'll just sit here and enjoy a nice big twist. Taking from here the left leg and flip it over the right foot. Inhale and exhale right here. We might stay right here and enjoying. You can take the left arm up towards the sky, and then take the left arm over to the right foot, to the outside of the right foot. You can move your leg forward at an angle for easier access. Right hand stays down, take it a little bit forward, lean forward, pull the lower belly in and up, and lift up into Baby Grasshopper Pose, or Baby Ekapada Galavasana. You can look over your toes, you can spread your toes, you can smile to yourself because it's kind of fun. And then exhale, bring it back down and make your way to downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pressing into the hands, lifting the upper arm bones. And from here, sweep your left leg up towards the sky, the horizon. Anything that works for you as long as you stay into that midline. Take your knee to the nose. And bring it back out. Take the knee to the nose and bring it back out. And take the knee to the nose and bring it back out. Take the knee all the way in, hold it in here. Take your leg underneath your right arm, and then we come on down onto the left outer hip. And have a good time right here. Left leg out to the side, right leg behind, the toes are tucked, twisting and turning the belly, the organs, the lower back, the muscles of the lower back. We're holding the lower belly in to really support into the lower back, and we're really getting some good loosening up any stagnation in the waistline. Left leg underneath, right leg to the back. And then from here, we're going to take that right leg and flip it over the left leg and coming into our Baby Grasshopper Pose right here by taking the right arm up to the sky. We might sit here and we can really feel that IT band on the left side. We can give it a little massage. You have an opportunity to take the right hand to the outside of the left foot, and if it's hard to find it over in a straight line, then we can just take it over at an angle towards the front, and sometimes it's a little bit easier to find it there. Take your left hand out and pull the lower belly in and lift up your seat. Lift up your belly, blast energies from skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and hang out in your Baby Grasshopper Pose and make like maybe a new shape of your body, and new vibrations can reach us, new layers of vibrancy. We'll take one more breath here. Breathing, softening, melting, and then exhale, release, bring it back down, and take downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. I hope you enjoy that. I think it's a really fun pose and accessible, twisty turny pose, grabbing the midline, hands and crossing over. It's good for our mind. It's good for our layers. It's always good to do a little something new if that was new for you. And if not, maybe you reached a new layer of that pose. Press the palms, lift upper arm bones, and ground down through your hands, through your feet. And then take your feet over to your hands. Take your feet wide as your hips. Take a hand in each and elbow and swinging side to side, this way and that way. And then from here, release the hands and lower all the way down and take your heels onto the floor. And then hands can be by your hips. You can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae and just finding all the layers that we opened up in the hips and bringing them back into a new layers of movement where it can move from. Fingers can touch that IT band and we can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And coming all the way down. Nice. Hug the knees into the chest. And then from here, feet wide on the yoga mat. Arms out to the side. Right knee in the center. Left knee out to the side. Taking it up and over. And again, up and over. One more time, each side. And then leaving your knees over towards the left side. The feet are on each side of the yoga mat. Take your left ankle over your right knee for a deeper twist if that's something that feels good for you. You can take your arms over your head and find your elbows. Stretching and turning and turning layers of the right side of the waist. Few more breaths right here. And gently release, arms out to the side. Lift your left ankle over your right knee, take it up to the center and switch over to the right side with your knees tipping over to the right side. Adjust so that you feel comfortable in your lower back and sacrum, maybe being more over onto the right outer hip. Take your right ankle, if it's appropriate for you, over your left knee for a kind of fallen figure four twist. You can actively press your right ankle into the knee or you can just relax it right there. You can take your arms over your head and stretch a little further in towards the left side of the waist. Breathing, letting that stretch go into the deeper layers. In towards the side of the spine, into the organs. And then gently release the arms and release your right foot. Take your knees up to the center and take your sacrum down onto the floor and feet flat on the floor. Take your hands on the base of your femurs and just gently root your femurs away. That's kind of a funky way, but yeah, we are creating space for the femurs to be able to root down more into the hip socket. So let's just give a little traction to the top of the femurs. Lower back is lifting off the floor. We're undoing any knots, any stagnation in the spine, in the lower back, in the lower belly. And then slowly release that and take your knees into the chest and hug into an upward facing child's pose, knees together and hugging the elbows and enjoying just a nice supine squeeze into the center after having all those different rotation of the body to get into our baby grasshopper pose today. And then from here, you can come and roll up to a seat or you can extend out to Shavasana, a full body supine form where we just lay flat onto our back, or you can roll up and take a seat. So pick one that works the best for you. Sitting nice and tall,
Bringing our inner thighs wide back and apart so that we're sitting nice and even on the seat, and finding our grounding cord, cleaning and clearing the layers of the spine up towards the top of the head by just sitting. You can take the palms up towards the sky, turning them upward. Softening, receiving new messages after turning our bodies in different directions, and kind of dug into some new layers of vibrations, new layers of frequency in our body, just with the intention of practicing our yoga poses, coming back to our mat and turning and churning our layers, evolving our way of being. And gently from here, place your hands together in front of the heart. Gently bring the palms together, and joining our voices in one Om to close our practice. Take a nice big inhale. And release the hands. And either stay in your Shavasana on your back and rest, or sit for a few minutes to close up your practice. Drink some water, and I look forward to seeing you for day 21, 9 more classes together in our series of 30 to raise vibrations, to untie stagnation, and to switch our frequency with the help of yoga practices together. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Namaste.